everybody, it's story time. Story time with me doing my own hair. Okay, what I want to talk about today is growing a whole new head of hair. What I talk about with my clients, how to do a hard reset versus a soft reset, how long it takes to grow out a whole new head of hair, because some people just need to start over. They start over. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to be doing my hair and talking, so make sure I don't get off track, all right? So I did let my hair air dry because I was getting the camera all situated. The lights, my hair did dry. And I do recommend it whenever you do finger curls or do your hair every day or whatever, that you start with really, really wet hair. Okay, so I'm using, my hair is wet and I'm using the glaze, and I have them in unmarked bottles because I got taken from the salon. That's why I'm not showing them to you. Okay, so here I'm applying the glaze straight to my hair, to my ends, like so. And it's mostly the ends because that's where I feel like, I'm gonna have to go steal some more from the salon. Pull it all the way through my ends. Okay, so now I'm gonna start talking about, well, my hair is still dry, look at me. But now I'm gonna start talking about how to grow your hair out, how to start over. How to start over. So, or this also applies to if you want to wear your hair curly, but your hair is natural, but it's natural, but it's too straight to wear it curly. Or if you're coming out of wigs, weaves, or braids, and when you want to wear your hair curly, but you can't. Your hair is natural all over it, but you can't wear it curly. All right, now I'm applying the mousse. Remember, I got unmarked bottles, but they're the mousse. They're refined. So, when your hair goes through a phase, like, you have to train your hair to be curly. And not only do you have to train your hair to be curly, but you have to train yourself, because everybody just can't wear curly hair. The hair has to be trained to do it. And not only does it have to be trained to do it, but you have to be trained to do it on you. You have to like it. Just because it's curly don't mean that you're gonna like it. So, with that being said, how you train it, like if you wear weaves all the time, and your hair is curly underneath, hold on, it's not foaming up. Let me add some water. Okay, my hair was too dry because I let it dry. I need a water bottle. That's what I need. I'm doing all this to make sure. Okay, well, if you wear a wig and you have your hair locked up in a protective style, I'll just call them protective styles. You have your hair locked up in a protective style for 12 months. And when you take your hair down, you got a head full of curly hair, but the curly hair, oh shoot. Guys, the hair has to be really wet. It can't be halfway dry. You just witnessed a blooper. I'm gonna leave it in there. But the hair has to be wet. You cannot mousse your hair down with yeah, it has to be wet. Okay, so back to protective styles. If you have a hair in a protective style and that's all you wear, you basically trained your hair to be in a protector style. So I don't care if it's natural or not, it can't do it. So let me give you an example. Say for instance, you have nails and you had acrylic and you put acrylic over top of your nail and your nail continued to grow. But as soon as you took that acrylic off, the nail would be so weak. It would be a long nail, but it'd be too weak. Like you have to either continue to use acrylic over top of it, or you have to cut it down and start all over and let it grow out without the acrylic. That is the same scenario with braids, wigs, or weave. The hair can grow underneath it, but the hair can grow underneath the protective style, but if you don't teach it to strengthen it, you have to cut it all the way down in order and let it grow out from the start. So you're not really helping it. So in this video, I want to talk about different ways that you can do it, because it ain't all about if everybody could do a big chop. Now I'm about to finger curl here. If everybody could do a big chop, then they would, but that's not feasible for everybody. So I'm going to give you some examples to grow your hair out with what I call the 3 styles. Okay, so hang in there with me. I don't know, I'm going to seem like I'm all over the place, but it's really good. Okay, the 3 styles. Everybody should have the first style. Everybody should have 3 styles. The first style is your default hairstyle. The default hairstyle is the hairstyle that you can do when you can't do anything. Before you can wear your hair curly, you have to master, or for your own hair, you have to master your default hairstyle. That could be anything. Actually, this hairstyle for me is my default because it's easy and I can do this when I can't do nothing. And this actually works for me even regular. But another default hairstyle for me is pulling my hair back in a ponytail, pulling it up in a high bun. Something that I'm able to do my hair and get it together. Like if I'm going to the grocery store or, you know, just want my hair to be done for the day, my default hairstyle I can do. Because the key to doing healthy natural hair is being able to shampoo it, which that's a whole nother video, but this is about the styles. You have to be able to shampoo your hair at least once a week. The reason why people can't wash their hair once a week is because they don't know what to do with their hair afterwards. So this is why I'm saying master your 3 defaults. The first default, master your 3 hairstyles. The first hairstyle is your default. The second hairstyle is the style that you can do when you're going to work. Something that takes a little bit more time. You can't do it real quick, but it's something that is almost the second style is the style like your everyday, something that you go to work with, or you know, it's just easy. This is the default is when you can't. It's something super easy. The number 2 hairstyle is, you know, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's something, I think that's where most people settle in at. It's your everyday look. The number 3 hairstyle is the style that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot more work. So what we do as Black women is we put all our focus on our number 3 hairstyle, and we don't even know how to do have a default or just a regular. Whenever we do our hair, whenever we want our hair done, it's always focused on the number 3, which takes all day, which makes you not want to wash your hair, and then the results are subpar. So the goal is to master your default, get your default down, and your 1 and 2 down, and only do your number 3 style on special occasions so that you can shampoo your hair all the time. So when I tell people I shampoo my hair all the time, they automatically go to like, I couldn't do that. That would take me all day. Well, no, that's because you're only focusing on your number 3 hairstyle. Because a wash and go is a wash and go. Before you can master a wash and go, you have to master being able to shampoo your hair. And being able to shampoo your hair is you being able to master how you do it. Okay, so with that being said, let me give you another scenario. So say for instance, you're growing out a weave and you got a head full of hair. So I have a way out for anybody. You don't have to cut your hair off. You have the option to, you know, do a big chop. That's not always the option because everybody doesn't want to do a big chop. So a big chop is a hard reset. A soft reset is when you letting your hair grow out. You're letting your hair grow out while it's in a protected style. So if you're doing weaves or braids or wigs right now, this is what I'm telling you to do. You can't shampoo your hair underneath braids and weave. You can't shampoo your hair underneath. I mean, you can shampoo your hair, but you can't let it breathe. Like once it's locked up in braids and weave, you know, it gotta stay like that. So what I tell my clients is when you take your hair down, come get your ends trimmed into a shape because it takes 1 year to grow out a new head of hair. And we're going to do this inside of protected styles. So it takes 1 year to grow out a whole new head of hair. So that when you take your hair down, come in and I'm going to trim your ends. And then it's up to you to decide whether you are going to go back into a protected style or you just gonna like grow that new head of hair out with the protected style. Because mind you, when you're growing out a whole new head of hair, it's a lot like just growing out of a relaxer, because that curly hair is unusable and you can't use it. You can't identify with it. So we need a whole year to get it together. So you come and get your hair done. Either you can leave and plan to go get it back braided or put back in a weave, or you can wash your hair a few times and work on your default hairstyle until you decide to go back into another protective style, because the hair isn't going to start growing. When you start shampooing your hair and getting the ends trimmed, that's when your hair is going to grow differently. And you have to be involved in the process, because if you don't know what's going on, you might kind of miss it. So the first time you're going to do that, you're going to get it braided up, either leave it out, I don't know, because that new hair is going to be coming in, so it's going to get challenging. So then after 3 or 4 months, either you wear your hair back in braids and weave, or you keep it out. It's up to you. So then in about 4 months, the new growth is going to grow back in. A lot of people think that their hair is coming out, but really their hair is coming back. It's a lot like growing out a relaxer. So the new growth is growing in, we're cutting. Grow in, cut, grow in, cut. And then after a year, your hair is replaced. So like every 4, at least get your hair cut 3 or 4 times within that year. And I like to, if you're wearing your hair in braids or weave, I like to cut off as much as I can. So that way, when it comes back, when you take it out, your hair will have grown a lot more. I don't know what it is about cutting the ends when you are in protective styles, but when you take it out, the hair has grown double. So every time you take it out, you're gonna notice, you're looking at the new growth. You wanna see how much hair is growing in. The first time you take your hair down, it's gonna be like this. The second time, you're gonna see this much new growth. And then the ends gotta be cut down. The third time, it's gonna be like that. And then we're cutting the ends. And in 1 year, it's replaced. Now, every quarter that you do it, when you take your hair down, you're gonna be working on your default styles. Because people take their hair down and they want their hair, they want to just wash and go. People call me and be like, I want my hair in a finger curl. No, if you don't know how to do your hair in a wash and go, if I put your hair in a wash and go, that's not going to change anything for you, because a wash and go only lasts like a day or two. That's why you got to have a default hairstyle. That's why you got to be able to, turn it around quickly. Does that make sense? So every time you take your hair down, I need you to master just shampooing it at least once a week. You don't have to shampoo it every day. Shampooing it every day is not the goal. That's what I do. That works for me. But you want to get to a point where you're able to shampoo your hair at least once a week. At least once a week. So we talked about mastering your 3 hairstyles, getting your ends trimmed like once every quarter or so, and being able to shampoo. Now, you won't be able to get your shampoo. Now, another thing, the first year is just about replacing. We're only replacing the hair in the first year. And then once the hair is replaced, then we can go in and start playing. And now you have put the work in, because this is major right here. Because when you grow your natural hair out with protective styles, growing natural hair out is about the experience. Does that mean it's like the journey? So if you grow your natural hair out underneath protective styles, then you didn't experience it. So when you take it down, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, because it's like almost being pregnant. Like, being pregnant is about an experience. But if you would sleep during your whole pregnancy, you wake up, you might have issues bonding with the baby, because that 9 months was the bonding time. You bonded, y'all clicked in those 9 months. So that's the same thing with natural hair. When you are putting the work in and the hair is growing out and you're working with it, because if you can't work with this amount, when new growth is short, if you can't work with a little bit of natural hair, how are you going to work with a whole head full of natural hair? And it's really not about working with the natural hair. It's about being confident, feeling good about it. Because I got clients that got a lot of hair and they can't do it. It's almost impossible for them to do. But they're confident about it. They love their default hairstyle. They know what to do. You know what I mean? They're not just walking around, and actually I feel like when they're connected to the hair, they don't take breaks. They don't take breaks from your hair. So just the thing about with natural hair is everybody's hair is different. Everybody's hair is different. Everybody's hair is different. But the one common thing, but all of our bodies, all of our life experiences are different. All of our bodies are different. Everything is different. But some things are just common. Like, we all need water. We all need food. We all need certain things like, relationships. We all need things to make up for who we are. Well, that's the same thing with hair. Everybody's hair is different, but all hair needs to be shampooed. All hair needs to be shampooed at least once a week. And if you want your hair to be healthy, or you want your hair to flow, because if you don't trim the ends, that's okay. You can get it locked, or you can do, there's whatever comes with it. But if you want your hair to be like flowy and individualized, you need to shampoo it. You need to trim it every 2 or 3 months, and trim it not every time it gets jacked up, but staying in front of the trim. That's a whole nother video. And then hair can't be smothered with just a lot of just stuff, like a cabinet full of stuff. Like if you have products, like a cabinet full of products that you can't use, then yeah, that might be part of the problem. So those are the 3 things: shampooing, trimming, heavy product buildup. You want your hair to be manageable, those are the 3 things that you gotta look at. So I talked about the default hairstyle. I hope that was a lot. That was a lot of information. But I'm gonna come back with another story time because I like to just talk about it so that people can get it. All right. So thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and leave a comment if anything in this video stood out for you. And share with a friend. All right. Talk to you later.